Hi, good morning, everybody. I think we can start. We have our guest today. If our colleagues can help us put her on the screen from Port-au-Prince. Hi, we can see you now. Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to this briefing. I'm pleased to be joined by our guest, Ulrika Richardson, the resident and humanitarian coordinator for Haiti. She's joining us from Port-au-Prince to brief you on the current situation in the country. Ms. Richardson, the floor is yours.
Yes, good afternoon. My connection is not particularly stable, so you would have to bear with me. So tell me if it's not coming through well. Yes, so let me brief you just very quickly on the latest update on Haiti. That was you've been consistently briefed by the spokesperson over the past weeks. But just to say that in Haiti, we have a situation of escalating violence. In fact, ever since coinciding actually with the installation of the new prime minister on the 11th of November, you will recall that the airport was closed down as a result of gangs shooting at incoming airplanes. And so that, of course, was a very critical moment for Haiti. But also to say that since then, the gangs have escalated in terms of violence. We have seen over the past few days really increased in terms of killings and lynching on part of the armed gangs. And you will also have seen the SG's expression of concern yesterday of the increasing violence, as we see gangs gaining actually territory within the capital. So this result has, of course, had an impact on the populations. We see just over the past few days, thousands of people who've had to again leave their homes and, of course, seek shelter. And this puts a lot of pressure on the already very, let's say, strained capacities in terms of providing protection, but also food, shelter, and of course, water to displaced people. There was a new government installed in Haiti on this Saturday, and that went rather smoothly, but we have not seen, unfortunately, a decrease of violence since then. In fact, the police is struggling to respond. We salute their courage, and also, of course, the MSS, the multinational support mission that is present in Haiti, that is backing up the police. However, these efforts are not sufficient, and again, we reiterate and the SG's call to continue support the multinational support mission to be able to respond really to the critical situation on the ground. So in terms of our humanitarian operations, in fact, they have continued since the onset of this escalating crisis. We've had thousands of meals provided a day. We've provided healthcare. We've provided also psychosocial care. We've been able to provide for clean water. And the support has been extremely intense during very, very difficult operations. We continue to do our humanitarian operations during this very critical moment. We've had, as a result of the closure of the airport and also of the suspension introduced by the Federal Aviation Unit, it did impact our humanitarian helicopter, which I'm pleased to announce was able to resume flights today between Cap-Haïtien and Port-au-Prince. And that also means that we can then get some needed provisions into the capital, and we can actually resume also the fact that we have people in the capital that needs to basically go on their leave, but also leave for different sort of concerns. So we have today been able to starting to reduce slightly the footprint here in Port-au-Prince. And we will do so by using the helicopter, but also trying, of course, to relocate many of our international staff to the departments so that we can continue the important work, not only on humanitarian assistance, but also on the development work that we are continuing throughout the country. Let me let me just come in and maybe say a few things, what we saw, in fact, the night between Monday and Tuesday. And this was how gangs were able to actually come into the central part of Port-au-Prince, meaning Pétionville, and they were pushed back by police and the local populations early morning of Tuesday. But of course, that shows also both the intention but also the capacity of these armed gangs to actually gain territory throughout the capital. We are watching the situation with great concern. And again, we call upon member states to, of course, put the needed support behind the multinational security support mission so that it can in turn support the national police, but also, in fact, to be able to enable us to do our humanitarian assistance. We have very critical situations on the ground. We have increasing and very steep humanitarian needs. This is already people who live, many populations who live under very, very tough living conditions. And the situation by day is deteriorating. And that means women who've been victims of sexual violence, but also children who are now again yet facing school closure, really need the assistance very urgently. And so again, our plea for solidarity with Haiti during this very dire moment. I will stop here and then ready to take questions. Over to you, please.
Thank you so much for this briefing. I'll open the floor for questions either in the room or online. Please raise your hand if you have any questions. Do we have any questions in the room or online? Yes, please, go ahead. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Carmen Maria Rodriguez of America TV. I wanted to ask you, Mrs. Richardson, what component of drug trafficking involves this chaos in Haiti? Because you're describing a place out of control. And there must be huge interests for this violence and increasing control, for example, of the capital. Thank you.
Do you want me to answer one
Yes.
by one? Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, good. Yes, thank you very much for this question. I'm sure that you will have seen the reports provided to the Security Council prepared by our UN Office for Organized Crime and Drug Trafficking. And indeed, we see some linkages, of course, with organized crime and what is happening in Haiti. We have also, and I'm sure that you're aware, there is an increased attention, in fact, on behalf of the UN in terms of looking at the linkages between organized crime, political instability, and of course also violence in terms of impacting populations. So I'm sure that, yes, the report that has been provided to the Security Council contains a lot of information, but I can say that there is definitely in a vacuum like this, you would normally, of course, believe that it's sort of a fertile ground for organized crime. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Are there any other questions in the room or online? All right. Well, I think this brings our briefing to an end. Thank you so much, Ms. Ulrika Richardson, for this briefing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. And Steph will be coming here shortly. Thank you.